The Jake Asman Show will begin shortly. Thanks to all these great Patreon members who help support the show. Get your super chats ready. Jake will be here in just a moment. If you love the New York Jets, this is the place to be. And now, the Jake Asman Show.
The New York Post is reporting that during the final conversations between the Jets and Aaron Rodgers, that it was Rodgers pleading with the Jets to let him stay for another year. We'll talk about that and much more on the Jets quarterback situation going forward. It's the Jake Asman Show on a Saturday. Hit the like button and let's hit it and get it started. Man, our Jets are primed to win another offseason, baby.
Number one, we play with maximum effort. There's 3 elements of effort. Got burst, speed, and finish. If I don't see one of those, man, you're a traitor. Go play for somebody else. Win, lose, or draw. The one thing you're going to say about our defense, using the fight. That's an ass kicker.
We bleed Jets green each and every day. Will the playoff drought finally end? Kings of the offseason, baby. This is what we do. At least we have Garrett Wilson. We have Breece Hall. Please subscribe and hit the like button below. Super chat, baby. Cut the line. We have Sauce Gardner. We have Quinn Williams. Prepare to be underdogs. Now it's time to talk all things New York Jets. It's the Jake Asman Show. Here we go on a Saturday. I hope everyone had a wonderful Valentine's Day. A lot to talk about with the Jets because when is there not a lot to talk about with this franchise? There's a story that came out right at the end of my second stream yesterday, and I talked a lot about it on ESPN New York last night. Thanks to all the Asmaniacs, by the way, who tuned in. But there's a story from the New York Post. The headline I'll put up on the screen here. Aaron Rodgers' final days as a Jet. Desiring to stay before accepting his fate like, quote, a man going to the gallows. Ryan Dunleavy, who co-wrote the story, he tweeted the following with the link to the article. Source to the New York Post. Aaron Rodgers, concerned that his career will end with a whimper, pleaded with the Jets to give 1 or 2 more years in final convos. Accepted fate like a man going to the gallows. In the story, I'll read you part of it here. Quote, Aaron Rodgers wasn't ready for his Jets divorce. Concerned his career could end with a whimper. Rodgers, 41, aggressively urged the Jets to stick with him for another season or 2 over the course of multiple conversations last week, a well-placed source told the Post. When the Jets decided to move on anyway, Rodgers accepted his fate like a man going to the gallows, the source said, and slipped into the darkness for a few days. That's all we could see without paying for the rest of the article. Now, I had Ian O'Connor on my radio show last night. Ian wrote the book on Aaron Rodgers that came out before the season started. He interviewed 250 sources who know Aaron, who are friends with Aaron, family members of Aaron. So I really respect Ian's opinion. And he said he didn't complete. And by the way, Ian used to work at the New York Post, too, for what it's worth. He still might write columns for them. But Ian essentially said that while he believes Aaron did want to stay, we know Aaron wanted to stay. He said that publicly. He doesn't believe that Aaron was begging and pleading for the Jets to keep him because that goes against everything we know about Aaron Rodgers. So I tend to agree with Ian O'Connor's take on it. I do think Aaron wanted to stay, though. This doesn't surprise me. He has said openly he wanted to stay. He has said he'd take a pay cut. He has said he'd learn a new system. He has said he'd mentor a quarterback. What this really came down to was the Jets already had made up their mind. I don't know if there was anything Aaron could have done to stay with the Jets. And whether you agree or disagree with the move, how do you not have respect for Aaron Rodgers that despite all the bleep that he has dealt with since he's been here, he still wanted to stay. He wanted to be a part of this new regime and try and help. He didn't want to go out with a 5-12 season after missing the entire 2023 season. This, to me, just gives me more respect for Rodgers. I don't think he was on his knees begging Aaron Glenn to let him stay. I don't think that happened. But I do think he aggressively probably said, look, I could do this. I could help here. And the Jets either didn't believe him or Aaron Glenn didn't want to deal with what comes with Aaron Rodgers, right? And they're ultimately gonna move on. But, this tells me that he once again still wants to play. And I think he will play. And the Jets better be right, because I could see Aaron Rodgers going somewhere else and playing well for that team. Wouldn't surprise me. You know, this Jets season with 5 wins in 2025 is going to be put on Aaron Rodgers, and it shouldn't be. Shouldn't be. Well, not perfect. He played coming off a torn Achilles and got better as the year went on, especially once the lower leg injuries he suffered in the Denver game and Minnesota game back-to-back started to heal. We saw that. So, here it is. You got a Hall of Fame quarterback who, whether you want to say begging, pleading, whatever, he wanted to stay. And now he's going to go somewhere else, and we'll see what the Jets do for a pivot. But, the more we talk about options for the Jets, the more I sit here and I'm convinced they got to add a legit veteran. Like, it can't just be Tyrod Taylor, draft someone, and then, they have Jordan Travis as well. That, to me, is not good enough. Because you look at Tyrod Taylor, and I was going through his numbers here, and the key number I looked at was games started. Since 2018, that's 7 years ago, Tyrod Taylor has started just 15 total games. So the idea that Tyrod Taylor is the unquestioned number one starter, I don't buy it. Do I think he's on the team? Yes. But I think we should look at Tyrod Taylor as more the number 2. And then the Jets need to go out there and they need to sign a legit veteran quarterback. Now, you had one in Aaron Rodgers, but we know how that worked. So I'm intrigued by Justin Fields. If you can get him, he's not, I guess, a true veteran. He's still young, but he's been in the league now a while. I'm intrigued by Jameis Winston because he does have talent. And he's a friend of the show, as we all know. I'm intrigued by Derek Carr. If he's cut and he doesn't cost a lot, and maybe you can keep Devontae Adams in that scenario, something to consider. I mean, the options aren't great. And this team's going to have to probably take a dart throw. Maybe it is Jackson Dart, no pun intended, but they're going to have to take a quarterback. Round 2, round 3, whether it's Kyle McCord or it's Quinn Ewers or it's Jalen Milroe or it's Will Howard. That's what we're looking at here. Like, I could very easily see the quarterback room next year being Tyrod. I guess we got to throw Kirk Cousins in the conversation now because of how little he would cost. And then, a rookie they draft. Honestly, I think it's more likely Jordan Travis is not on the 2025 Jets than he's a part of the quarterback room. He could be on the practice squad, but this regime didn't take him. We don't even know if he's healthy yet. So for everyone talking about Travis, I just don't see it. But the options aren't great. You could have had Rodgers for one more year and then moved on. You could have had Rodgers and Devontae for one more year. And the Jets said, nope. We're going to move on. And here's the thing, right? The Jets are not tanking next year. They're trying to win. Aaron Glenn didn't come here to start next season by being god-awful. They think they can win. I think it's a lot harder to now win when you just got rid of your best quarterback option. But they want to win. So if they want to win next year, who's the guy that gives them the best chance to win? That's what they got to determine. But I think ultimately when you look at where this team is at, the options that we're scouring through, it's not great. What the Jets are going to have to do is run the hell out of the football, completely fix this defense, get a real kicker that doesn't cost you 3 games. I mean, you're going to have to play nearly flawless football. I mean, that's what we're looking at. The other names out there, Marcus Mariota, Mac Jones, Andy Dalton, Jacoby Brissett, Zach Wilson, Trey Lance. Like, it's not good. Could the Jets maybe be aggressive and try and trade up in the draft? Sure, but how aggressive do you think a first-year GM who's not under the gun to get his quarterback just yet is going to be? Like, he's going to start the clock on his tenure by mortgaging the future for Cam Ward or Shedeur Sanders? I mean, maybe if you love him, you got to let him do it, but it's not great. These options stink. You know, it's interesting to me, though, right? I come out, I say I want Aaron Rodgers back because I think if you actually put Aaron Rodgers in a spot with a running game and the defense was fixed, I think this team could be pretty good next year if Aaron Glenn's the coach we think he is. But then the people who don't want Aaron Rodgers say, well, this team's not even close to winning, so you got to move on. So then that's the argument for moving on. But then when I'm negative about the 2025 season saying I could smell 4 wins, maybe 5 or 6, I get crap from people in the comments. You're so negative, this or that. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm the one trying to be positive saying this team's not that far away from being a playoff team. They're really not. So which is it? Is this team very far away from winning? Or should I be really positive? Like, it doesn't make any sense. The logic from the anti-Rodgers contingent out there, it doesn't work. It's not, the math is not mathing. I just hope the Jets truly have a real plan here. Because Tyrod Taylor and, a rookie smells like a 4 or 5 win season to me. I mean, that's what we're looking at. Let's do something positive, though, for everyone out there. Ladies and gentlemen, we have our raffle coming. Today's the last day you could be entered in the Asmaniac raffle. We're giving away on Monday a Curtis Martin signed helmet, a signed Wayne Corbett jersey, a signed Don Maynard helmet, a Joe Willie replica Super Bowl III ring, and a signed Aaron Glenn card. So, if you want in, gift a membership. And for this show, all $5 super chats will count as 1 entry. All $10 super chats will count as 3 entries. And all $20 super chats will now count as six entries, in addition to the usual, you get the membership like Devin just did, and you get entered in the raffle. We'll do something special here on a Saturday because it's the last day to be entered in the latest Asmaniac raffle. Boom. Devin, thank you very much. DNY for life is in, and let the gifting begin. John with a super chat. Here's one raffle entry for John. Does a Justin Fields, Breece Hall backfield intrigue you at all? I mean, Fields intrigues me because he's young, but I don't have very high hopes for him. Like, I don't think Fields is going to have the Darnold or Mayfield resurgence. I also think he's going to have other suitors. Jets carpetbagger. Your takes on Rodgers strengthens our inner street cred for me. Either way, how the Jets and we as fans treat players on the way out matters. I don't know what this means, but thanks for the super chat. Rick Kent is in the raffle with 5 entries.
It's the Asmaniac membership raffle. For every membership gifted, you receive 1 ticket entered in the raffle to win epic prizes.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following 5 listeners are now in the Asmaniac raffle. Johnny Boy, ADA3, Doug Johnson, Unique Islam, Tim Chubb, all receiving channel memberships from the Rick Kent, a real-life superhero, that Rick Kent. Shane Tuttle is in the raffle with 3 with this $10 super chat. For today only, $10 super chats, getting you 3 raffle entries. Thank you very much, Shane. Comments, questions, super chats, we'll cut the line. I believe I posted the Gusbuster hotline link. It should be pinned in the chat. I got open phone lines for those of you who want in on the conversation here. What do we make of this post story saying that Rodgers desired to stay? He pleaded his case. I think he did want to stay, but I don't think Aaron Rodgers is on his knees begging to stay with the Jets. If anything, I think this will help fire him up, and he'll probably go somewhere else and play really well. Because that's what happens with the Jets. Expect it. You just watched Sam Darnold have one of the great seasons any of us have ever seen. They won 14 games. Sam with a super chat. At what point does AR take some blame? He was the first and last in the building. Do you think this would happen? I mean, Sam, I think Aaron Rodgers was completely committed. I don't think it was ever an issue of his commitment. I think, unfortunately, he got hurt. That was the biggest thing. SW Lions, if you're looking at Matt options, look at Mason Rudolph. Similar type of quarterback to Goff, limited mobility, but accurate, played a lot of outdoor games. If they go from Aaron Rodgers to Mason Rudolph, just shoot me in the head. Jet Carpetbagger says, sorry, autocorrect screwed up last super chat. Well, no problem. Vinny, I'm not even going to bring your super chat up on the screen. I appreciate the support, but I don't want to bring attention to that account. And it's not Jet X, so don't confuse Jet's X Factor with anything that had to do with that. But I'll get you down in the raffle for one. You confused the Twitter account there. Don't slander Jet's X Factor. They have nothing to do with that other account. Edutain me. Thank you, bro, for shouting out what AR put up with. I'm disgusted we're the kind of team that does this to our players. Yeah, I mean, everyone wants to put it all on Rodgers, and they conveniently leave out Zerline, how pathetic the defense was. I mean, you realize if Rodgers was on the 2023 Jets for the full year, they're winning 10 or 11 games easily. Scooter McNuggets in here. Any thoughts on Daniel Jones? He led a worse Giants team to the playoffs. That Giants team did get lucky, but wouldn't be a bad option. I think Daniel Jones needs to go somewhere that's not the New York market. I'm good on Daniel Jones. Personally. Would I be outraged if the Jets signed him? I guess not, but I'm good. Shane writes in, wanted Rodgers back, but at this point, they got to trade up or try to trade for someone like Purdy. Feels like it'd be similar to Goff if they do that. I don't think the Niners are going to get rid of Purdy. I don't. JV says Rodgers wasn't begging. That's nonsense. But he wanted to come back and make this a winning team. I agree. I don't think Rodgers was begging. But I think he probably argued why he should stay. I do. I think he wanted to be here. I think he liked being here. I think he loved the market. He just bought a home in New Jersey. I think he had a great experience here. He's talked about that. Cincy Matt writes in, I think Russell Wilson's being overlooked. He took a mediocre Steelers team to the playoffs without best weapon. He could still perform. The problem with Russ and using he took a Steelers team to the playoffs, Tomlin takes every Steelers team to the playoffs, basically. So, I mean, look, could the Jets do a lot worse than Russell Wilson? Sure. I mean, we had someone suggest Mason Rudolph or Daniel Jones. I don't know. I'm good on Russ. I'd rather Derek Carr if we're going to do like the long experience starting veteran that could be out there. Carr's not great either, by the way. I mean, if you sign Derek Carr, get ready to win, 4 or 5 games. But, some of us will convince ourselves that it could be better than that. Dana says Russell Wilson is not taking 2 veteran minimum contracts back to back. Scratch him. Yeah, I mean, he's going to want to get paid more than $1.2 million for sure. But how much money is Russell Wilson worth on the open market? It's not going to be $30 million a year. Jay Luby, should the Jets be interested in Debo? I have no interest. He's old. He's always hurt. I'm good. He gets frustrated when he doesn't get the ball. Rick says, at least with Carr, we could possibly keep Devontae. Yeah. Anthony says, Derek Carr isn't available. New coach keeping him. I mean, that was a very lukewarm endorsement of Carr from Kellen Moore. I wouldn't read too much into that. People I speak to think that he's going to be cut. One of my good friends is a sports reporter in New Orleans, covers the Saints. I said, so do you think Carr is going to be cut? And he said, yes. So the feeling is they're going to move on from Carr. They saved like $30 million on their cap. We know the Saints have cap issues. Like Kellen Moore had to come out and basically endorse Carr because what's he going to say? Oh, no, he sucks. Like, You don't want to start any controversy on day one. Vinny, I appreciate the support, man. I got you down for 2 raffle entries. For those tuning in, $5 super chats. 1 entry into the raffle, exclusive to just today's show. It's the last one that you can enter for our raffle on Monday. Corbett jersey, Maynard jersey, or Maynard helmet, Joe Willie ring, Glenn trading card, raffle prizes. $10 super chats get you 3. $20 super chats get you 6. Julio with a $5 super chat here. Jets are not known for quarterbacks with Dan Marino performances, defense, and ground and pound offense. It's only February. Let's see where this goes. I trust. Well, you know what the Jets are also not known for, Julio? Winning football games. So why don't we stop trying to be defense and ground and pound offense? Why don't we try and bring in the quarterback that could score the most points? Because that's today's NFL. You got to be able to throw the ball. You can't just rely on a running game and defense. Like, that's not good enough. It's important, but you got to have a quarterback who could throw. Mark Williams writes in, you say Derek Carr wins us 5 games, but Rodgers would be a playoff team. What evidence supports this? This isn't 2021. Derek Carr can't stay healthy was most notably my point, Mark. So you'd have Tyrod and Carr. You hope you could piece together 17 games of competent quarterback play. I have my doubts. Hennessy with a super chat. So if we're winning 4 games with the field, what are we winning with Rodgers? Is he 6 games better than everyone else? I think our ceiling with Aaron Rodgers next season would be 9 or 10 wins. Maybe more. Maybe Aaron Glenn's truly a great coach. I mean, look what Kevin O'Connell did with Sam Darnold. They won 14 games. So you never know. Shane, what's my best case scenario? That Aaron Glenn is the coach of the year and the Jets make the playoffs? Mother effing chew. Apparently, we're still blurting out random quarterback names. That's what every Jet YouTube show is going to be from now until free agency. Someone throws out a name, we all groan and say that sucks because most of the options, if not all of them, suck. You know what I mean? Like, that's literally going to be what the show is. Someone throws out a name, that name we all groan, and then we move on to the next name, and then we continue to groan. I mean, that's kind of where we're at right now. George writes in, makes no sense. Dude played 17 games at 40 coming off the Achilles this year. He would have been fully healthy and wanted to play for us. Just like true Jet fashion, we F it up. Same old Jets. Yeah, I agree. I mean, I would have kept Aaron. I hope the Jets are right. Anthony says, great interview with Ian O'Connor yesterday. Was surprised he has such sane takes. Ian is great. He's awesome. I will post that interview on the Patreon for people. If you want some bonus content, patreon.com/Jake Asman Show. GTA says, nah, Jake, the quarterback options are great. You're so negative, LOL. Yeah, that's the thing, right? I'm so negative, and then we go through the quarterback options. They suck. Vinny says, likely we're watching Rodgers win a playoff game next year. Not crazy. All right, if you had to bet, here's what I'm going to ask the people in the chat who are watching live right now. If you had to bet on you had to bet your life on this. Aaron Rodgers wins a playoff game next year or the Jets win a playoff game next year. Who's more likely to do that? If I'm betting my life on it, it's Rodgers, and I'm not even thinking twice about it. How do you think about that? If you had to bet your life, now the answer is probably neither wins a playoff game next year, if we're being fair. But if you had to bet your life on who wins a playoff game next year, the Jets or Rodgers on his next team, where are you going with that? PA says Rudolph made me chuckle. I mean, that's what we're looking at. Curly says Jet fans are conditioned to accept losing. Yeah, everyone's really excited right now, and then it's like, well, you do realize we're probably winning 5 or 6 games next year, and then it's like, oh no, everyone's all excited until we go 4-13 next year. Like that's what stinks. Like the honeymoon period for the regime is going to be over very quickly if they don't win fast, and it's unfortunate, but that's just how this goes. We all love Salah until the game started. You got to win games. Hopefully, Aaron Glenn's the real deal. Julio says, see if the Rams would part with Stetson Bennett. Older, a leader, has one of the most hostile of environments. Check his college highlights. Julio, you want the Jets to trade for a 37-year-old quarterback? Stetson Bennett is old, man. He's almost as old as Rodgers. I'm good on Stetson Bennett. I don't think he's any good. Stan from Westport. Aaron Rodgers wins a playoff game next year, or the Jets win a playoff game in the next century is more of a 50-50 proposition. If you don't laugh, you'll cry, folks. You're right, Sin. So based off everything you saw from Rodgers this year, you don't think another quarterback can put up comparable numbers and win? I think based off everything I saw from Rodgers this year, I think he's only going to be better next year. Now he's got to stay healthy, which I get it is a question mark, but I mean, they had no coaching this past year. None. No running game. The defense sucked. The kicker sucked. I think Aaron Rodgers could be an above average quarterback next year. John writes in, need to draft a QB every year till you hit on 1 or 2. I agree. They should draft a quarterback this year, and in all likelihood, they'll be drafting a quarterback in 2026 if the quarterback they take this year is not a first-round guy. Mark says, Carr can't stay healthy. He's played 15 games in every season, but one. Rodgers is 41 and banged up. This makes no sense. Go look at Derek Carr the last couple of years and the amount of injuries he's played through and how that's impacted him. I'm lukewarm on Carr. I'm open to him if it means we keep Devontae and if he doesn't cost a lot because he's getting cut. He's better than some of the other options we discussed. He's not a great option. That's my point. I'm not anti-Carr. He's okay when you compare him to Daniel Jones and Mason Rudolph and some of the other quarterbacks that have been suggested. Shane writes in, I'm 20 and I've never got to fully experience winning. Why can't they just win? Well, Shane, because we're Jet fans. We're the Washington Generals of the NFL right now. We're presented today by Chubby's. Look, summer's not here just yet, but spring's coming. You got to show off those thighs, baby.
For over a decade, we've been perfecting the perfect length, fit, and feel of shorts. We said no to shorts that fit weird, look weird, and smell weird. You know who you are. Our shorts make every weekday feel like the weekend. Why? Because every weekend is freedom and relaxation. Your thighs should get that 7 days a week. These are the shorts that changed shorts. Chubby's, proper length men's shorts.
Check it out. I have a code for you guys. It is linked in the description for those of you who need new shorts. These are the most comfortable shorts I have ever owned. You'll save 20% when you go to chubbyshorts.com and use my promo code Asman20. It's my last name, M as in man, A-N, Asman20 at chubbyshorts.com. They also have some awesome shirts as well, but the shorts are the absolute best. Maybe some of you are taking a vacation in the coming weeks here, get out of the cold, like our guy Peter Castro said yesterday. Chubbyshorts.com. Check it out. You'll see all the different types of shorts, different designs. They have them in 4 inches, 5.5 inches, and 7-inch inseams. Stretchiest fabric you're going to find comfortable. Check it out. Chubbyshorts.com. Promo code Asman20, and you'll save 20%. Shout out to Chubbies for being today's sponsor. Hit the like button if you're just tuning in. Comments, questions, super chats. We'll cut the line. We're seeking more raffle entries. Today is the last show that you could send in a gifted membership to be entered in the Asmaniac raffle. It will be on Monday. Curtis Martin signed helmet. Wayne Corbett signed jersey. Don Maynard signed helmet. Joe Willie replica Super Bowl III ring. And Aaron Glenn trading card. All up for grabs. So check that out. Omari is in the raffle with 3 entries for today only with a $10 super chat. Can we see how this plays out before jumping the gun? The Knicks did the same thing with Randall and Brunson, etc. The season hasn't even started. I don't think Glenn makes a move like this without a plan. Yeah, but we could go through what the options are, Omari. They're not great. And it was different with the Knicks. The Knicks were an absolute mess when Leon Rose and Tom Thibodeau got there. They had no expectations. The Jets have existing talent on it. The Knicks had no talent. You know, that team completely overachieved. Randall was already on the team, and he had a bad first year. The Knicks were a disaster, and then Tibbs came in, and Randall became an all-star under him. So it's not the same thing. The only Knicks comparison you can make is when people talk about how the Jets are never going to win with Woody. The same thing was said about Dolan. But it's all about hiring the right people and letting them do their jobs. Hopefully, Glenn and Darren Muji are the right people. We'll find out. Cashmere Black. This sounds personal with AR and the Jets. I just think they wanted to move on. It's their right to do it. Let's just hope they're right. Mark with a super chat. Make a data-based argument the Jets are much worse off with Carr or Russ instead of 42-year-old AR and 25. Well, he'd be 41 for most of 25. So we'll start there. Make a data-based argument. My eyes tell me Aaron Rodgers could still play and played a lot better than what the Jets record tells me. I don't know if they're much worse off. I think that's going to depend on some factors here, but we'll find out. I hope you're right, Mark. I hope the Jets are great, but I smell 4 wins right now. Let's see. Rich wants to know, is Ray Lucas available? Someone call and ask him. Chad says, there is no quarterback out there that's better in free agency of the draft than Rodgers. I agree, unless the Jets get lucky in the draft, like they hit on a quarterback that no one sees coming. We don't typically get lucky, though. We don't typically get lucky. Michael says, I smell 2 wins. I think they'll win more than 2. Dr. Frank Falcone says, I'm getting to the point where I don't care about any of this anymore. Nah, we're all addicted. We're crackheads. Jake Asman, do you find this doom and gloom? I think you mean gloom. So early, annoying. I mean, I'm usually positive. I'm just being realistic. Ray writes in, next great Jet move will be trading multiple first-round picks for Cam Warren. He'll be a bust, and then the Titans get a franchise quarterback with their 2026 first-round pick. I hope not. Like, I don't know. I don't think the Jets are going to trade up to take Cam Warren. I'm not against it if they do. It would give us something to watch that's potentially hopeful. You know, Tyrod Taylor and Kirk Cousins is not getting me excited for Jets football in 2025. Cincy Matt says CJ Beathard. Ugh. These options suck. Not great. Terrible. Yikes, what was that? Jesus Jerry goes, I just farted. Can you smell it? We just heard it. Disgusting. If you're watching this live right now, God bless you. Hope you're having a wonderful Saturday. hit the like button, and more importantly, make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Mike says, Tyson Roush positive, Jacob Asman negative. WTF is going on? I know, I'm usually the positive guy, but I'm not feeling it right now. Is Tyson actually positive, or he's just, I know he didn't want Rodgers back, and I like Tyson a lot, but I don't know. Lane Train's in the house. He says, Jets, draft. Lane, tell us who this year's Knoble is. We're ready for it. Vinny writes in, Beast, what's for dinner? It's a great question. Ladies and gentlemen, let's find out what's for dinner for the Beast.
Holy crap, here comes Beastbreaker 666.
Why don't you get your fat ass on a treadmill and go the distance with me?
Is that Bobby Midnight?
I'm not into politics, and I already told you that.
I might be big, but I'm going to be bad enough to put you out.
Beastbreaker always has some salient points.
Howdy, Beast.
Buenos días, amigo. ¿Cómo estás?
Beast, this
How you
internet
feel?
is rough. Internet is rough.
Hold on.
Call us back.
Beastbreaker 666 $50 will send his ass to the hole where there's no gabagool.
Tough. Omari with a super chat. Best player doesn't always equal best player in the system. This is coming from a #1 Rodgers fan. I think it will play out well. What is playing out well exactly? Like, is that based on anything, or is that just blind hope? That's the question I have. David says, why don't we ever catch Beastbreaker at work? He works from home. He works from the Beastbreaker attic of champions. Mike says, when Beast opens with Spanish, it's going to be a rough ride. Beastbreaker says, Jake, want me to Garrett Wilson again in the air? Yes, for those who missed it yesterday, I had to go to the ESPN studios right after the show, so I didn't get to pull it. Beastbreaker recreated the Garrett Wilson catch against the Texans, and it was electric. Ladies and gentlemen, keep the super chats coming. Keep the channel memberships. All the magic from the Asmaniacs. Like this one from Julio, who's in the raffle for one with this super chat. Tyson irate fans are jumping off the ledge in February without giving this regime a chance. He made a video about it. Yeah, that's fair. You know, as down as I am on this decision, I'm the one telling you guys that you can't say same old Jets or fire Glenn and Muji yet, like some of you have. You know, that said, I don't blame any Jet fan for having no faith in this regime. It's a first-time GM. It's a first-time head coach. It's a first-time play caller. And everyone I spoke to before this process began, it was like 90% agreement. No more first-timers. Or if you are going to have a first-time coach, have an experienced GM or vice versa. They did none of that. So I've been consistent on this. So it's not just Rodgers. It's also I didn't want first-time head coach and first-time GM. Now, I'd be the first to tell you Glenn didn't sound like a first-time head coach because he understands what being a Jet is. He's been here. He knows the owner. So, like, I like that aspect about Aaron Glenn. But he's still a first-time coach, right? We don't know. He's still a first-time coach with a defensive background. Now, he says he'll coach the whole team. I believe him. But he still needs a quarterback. And we just got rid of our best option for 2025. So, I don't blame any Jet fan who's down in the dumps. Team sucks. They haven't made the playoffs in 14 years. Haven't won more than 7 games in a decade. Haven't won a division in over 20. It's tough to preach patience right now. It is. You have to. You got to give this regime a chance. Not fair to them. But I don't blame anyone feeling like it's not going to work. Chances are you'll be right. Fiore with a $10 super chat. He's in the raffle for 3. I hope with Carr, the hope with Carr is if your O-line's strong and you have a good running game, he could be our version of Goff. Kirk looked washed, and Fields doesn't read defense as well. Great interview with O'Connor. Thank you, Paul. I appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, look, the Jet offensive line is not bad. It's probably average to above average. Maybe with real coaching, it's a strength. Hopefully, this O-line coach that Glenn hired is good. Carr, the idea of Carr has definitely grown on me because he wouldn't cost you a lot, and maybe it means you keep Devontae. Maybe. I don't know if it does, but maybe. Probably not, but I don't know. Vinny says, Jake, got to get that man Beast solid Ethernet connection. Step up. He's a moneymaker. Look, the Beast to his own drum, man. Cincy Mac, can we see Beast do some dropbacks with some cadences? Maybe the next Jared Lorenzen. That's a good idea. Hey, Beast. Is the internet fixed yet? Blue 58. Blue 58 hot. We're gonna need you to take a drop back. He gave us the Garrett Wilson yesterday. He'll give us the Jared Lorenzen today.
All right, look, let's go. Green, 318, 318, set, hey. All right, come on, get on, get on, get out. 318, 318, set, hey.
You know what time it is? A beast breaker, 666. I'm gonna take my fist and shove it up your ass, and then he gobble.
Why is that my intro, Jake?
You seem like you were enjoying that on hold.
It was that was well done, Gator. That was well done.
That wasn't Gator. That was Beast live taking a snap out of the gun.
Well done, Beast. Well done. He is more mobile than you would expect from a guy that size. I give him that. Like, he moves pretty well for a guy that's 700 pounds. I just got back and I just started listening to the beginning of the show. And for Rodgers, he wants to be here. He seems willing to play ball, play by their rules. Do you think it's strictly economic? Do you think it's personal that they don't? Glenn specifically doesn't want him. I mean, what do you think the underlying? Because we don't have a suitable. It's not like we have someone like Jordan Love ready to go. Right? We don't have that. So, what is the underpinning reason for this? Do you think? I'm just asking you to speculate. Like,
the word I despise, culture. Glenn feeling like he can't lead the team if a Hall of Fame quarterback is there. He'll always be the center of the universe.
What it sounds like, he came hat in hand and said, "Look, I don't want to end my Jets tenure being 5-12. Let me run this back. I'll do it your way." Now, I wasn't part of the conversations, but isn't that kind of what it seems like? Like, I'm willing to do it your way.
I also think the owner didn't want him too. So, like, that probably played a factor in this as well.
If we had a replacement, if we had someone else that was that, okay, we're ready to hand the ball off to him, or we're going to use this. We don't have that. So now, like, we're just hoping something pops up. Like, we're hoping that we get to take some other prom queen to the dance. It's like, well, I don't know that that's going to happen. And then, like, usually we're going to sit through another 4-12 season and then hope we draft the right guy.
How's our history? Gary?
Well, we know that I had to cancel my prom last minute. You know the story, right, Jake?
Have you told the story on the air?
I told it on you. I think it might have been Mad Dog. I think it was ESPN New York. But I told it to you when you were on the radio. My prom, I won this tournament, and local tournament in Dallas Fort Worth, and then like the national tournament was the same week as my prom, and I didn't qualify until I won locally. So I say all that to say that I had to cancel my prom, and my date was none too happy because she had gotten a dress. It was like $500, whatever it was, and I had to cancel my prom. So I didn't get to go to my prom because I had a tournament the same weekend.
So, needless to say, it didn't end well between you and your prom date then.
No, that was the girl that ghosted me for 2 years. Like I dated her my senior year of high school, which was my prom, and then the next year, and I went to her prom, and then I went back to school. I had like a week or two left of classes after her prom, and then when I came back, I never heard from her again. So I dated her for 2 years, and then I never heard from her again. That was me taking her to a prom. I probably called her like a week or two that I was back in school, and then when I got back, I wasn't the best boyfriend. You know, I'm not going to say she was unjustified, but you can at least let me know you're cutting it off with me. I wouldn't have been that heartbroken about it.
You weren't a good boyfriend. I mean, you're the guy who got your wife a vacuum for a Valentine's Day gift. Like, this shocks me.
I was 18, 19 years old, Jake. It was I was a very, very different person. Very different person then than I am now. And then, like 3 years after that, I saw her at a Rangers game. She was just standing on line behind me. You know how awkward that is? Like that's like the most awkward thing.
Were you like, you ghosted me? How's it going?
Well, technically, you never broke up with me, so are we still a thing? Like, and there wasn't any social media then, right? Like, it was just like she was just gone. Like, just like I never heard. I remember my mom asked me. Her name was Kim. And it's like, is Kim coming over for dinner? And it's like, I've been home for like 2-3 weeks. I'm like, I don't think so. She's like, well, why not? I haven't seen her since you've been home. I was like, yeah, neither have I. I don't think we're together anymore. She's like, what happened? I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. There was no social media. I couldn't track her. She wasn't like, there was no Instagram to post on. Right. Just gone. Gone. I didn't see her for 3 years, but she was randomly behind me.
Well, I'll tell you what, I feel like you've learned a lot from that experience, and obviously you've been able to find a wife, have a couple of children, get the vacuum for Valentine's Day. Like, it all worked out.
And a cookbook.
That's right.
Carnival
was it well received, by the way?
Yeah, it was. She's happy. Now she can cook and clean better today than last week. So we're in a good spot. You're telling me you want to marry a woman who doesn't want to cook and clean for you?
That wouldn't be my number one priority when trying to find a woman.
Do you want a wife that you can provide for and protect for?
Do I want that?
Yeah.
Well, I feel like that's like the state, like that's like the bare minimum of what a husband is supposed to do.
I agree. And what's the bare minimum of what a wife should do?
I don't think it's the same thing.
I think it's exactly the same thing.
I don't think a wife's job is to cook and clean for you, Gary.
I don't know why she wouldn't want to. Like, she's got a family. She doesn't want to cook
maybe she would do it, but that's not like a rite of passage.
Is providing and protecting for her a rite of passage?
Yes, but that's like genetics right there. Like, the male, bigger, stronger, is supposed to protect.
I agree.
Family.
And so then so are you on the same boat as BMAC? Like, the woman's only responsibility is to be like a sexually pleasing object to me, or is that it? Like, or there's something else a woman's supposed to provide?
I don't believe that was BMAC's take. BMAC said he simply respects women because he goes to strip clubs. That was his take.
Stares at him playing volleyball at the beach.
Yes. Frank P says that you're living in a cave. Grow up.
I'm living in the history of mankind up until about 20 years ago. Right? Like, nothing. If you talk to your grandfather, if you talk to your father, he's going to say similar things to what I'm saying. And they were happy and they lived in peace. And they did this from the dawn of humanity up until 20 years ago. Nothing I'm saying is crazy.
Don't go full DEI. I don't think I'm going full DEI for saying that. I don't think it's automatically like built in that your wife has to cook and clean for you. I don't think that is in the marriage contract.
No, it's not like I'm Italian. I got guys in my family who like to cook. They enjoy cooking. They do the cooking, and that's fine. But like, in my marriage, it was kind of understood, at least for the first, until the kids got older, that I was going to make the money and that I was going to go to work and my wife was going to stay home with the kids. Like, that was kind of understood. So in order for me to do that, I have to make money. In order for me to make money, I have to be able to sleep and have clean clothes and food to eat. And so someone had to do that. Like, I don't think that any of this is like crazy.
Hold on, Gary. We have 5 memberships that have been gifted by Marvelous.
It's the Asmaniac membership raffle. For every membership gifted, you receive 1 ticket entered in the raffle to win epic prizes.
Last chance to get in the raffle. So Marvelous is in for 5. The Real Beast. Recipes with Reed. Jalen Roberts. Harris Bornstein. Carlos Santos. They're all in. The Asmaniac raffle. Or Marvelous is in for 5. Everyone else got a channel membership. Hey, shout out to Jamie, who just ordered some merch. Let's find out what Jamie ordered. Just got the notification here. Jamie ordered an Aaron Glenn built for this bleep shirt. That's awesome. Thank you very much, Jamie. Let's see if there's any super chats about you. Boxing fan here says, courtesy of Gary's picks last night. Did you give out a winner for a boxing fight?
So I gave out a parlay that hit, a 4-leg parlay that hit. I also said to bet on a draw on the Vito Melanicki fight, plus 1,400. Guess what hit last night, Jakey? The draw.
Wow.
Plus 14. I only bet $50 on it, so I won 700. But still, like, what are the odds of that? Like, I said a draw.
Get in the raffle, Gary. Let's go. Throw a 10 spot in.
So, like, the thing is, I'm not really a memorabilia or an autograph kind of guy. I can get in.
You just like to hang crooked photos of boxers behind.
Yeah, I just like crooked photos. Yeah, crooked photos of being fighters. But I don't have an autograph. Like, when I was in college, my friend was at this nightclub in Garden City, Garden City Hotel, and Wayne Corbett was there. And like, I'm a big Wayne Corbett fan, and he got me an autograph. Like, Wayne Corbett autographed the napkin. Like, Gary, look what I got you. I was like, that's awesome, but like, it doesn't do anything for me. Like I'd rather have met Wayne Corbett than have him sign a napkin. But the napkin's cool. I just like, what do I do with it? You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, how about you put a framed Wayne Corbett jersey behind you?
If it was a Hofstra jersey.
You're a Hofstra alum. You're a Jet fan, and
I love Corbett. I mean, it's cool. It's cool. Yeah, I like Corbett. It's cool. Yeah, I got to meet him once too. He had a restaurant that was called Corbett's that was only there for a few years. It got shut down, but across the street from Hofstra, and I met him there when the Jets played the Chargers in the playoffs. That game, he was there. He's a really good dude.
Well, Gary, I have some news I have to break to you.
All right. No.
I didn't see this coming.
I saw it.
But Mimosa just paid a $50 bounty to send you to the hole by saying, I can't listen to this douche canoe anymore. Gary, you're walking the plank.
She won't be voting for me in the tournament. I can promise you that.
Now look what you've done, Gary. No more protection from the Asmaniacs. Had to pull you out of the chat and cast you down with the sodomites. Some time in here will feel like you've been run over by the lane train. You understand me? You catch my drift? Give them another 24 hours to think about it.
Gary, farewell. Mimosa said your day is done. Now, let's be fair, though. Gary's bail is $50, and it can be brought right back for all you sexists out there who agree with Gary. Mimosa, thank you very much, though. You're in the raffle with this $50 super chat here for 10 more entries. Boom. A couple super chats, but first, how about a holy bleep moment here? Frank P. coming through for the people with a 20 spot of channel membership.
It's the Asmaniac membership raffle. For every membership gifted, you receive 1 ticket entered in the raffle to win epic prizes.
Get your ass off my super chats. Some of these are gifted memberships too.
Hey.
The hell with it.
Strap up, baby. 20 names will be read immediately. Frank P. coming through for the people. And Frank is in our raffle with 20 entries by gifting 20 memberships. Adam Choit, Green Bean Jets fan. What's up, Green Bean? Let's go, baby. GB, very upset about the Rodgers stuff. Mike the Less, 2 a.m. Burrito, Matthew, Captain Kebbles, Day Teasy, Anthony Muscarella, John Gotti, Thomas Pohl, Ben44, Juan Suarez, Sad Hageki, Dino, Matthew Savage, Pete, SJ345, Kickin' Pickles, John Levinson, Blop Blop. That's right, 20 names have been gifted. Let's freaking go. Holy crap, do I have what I think we have here? Gary's bail has been posted. He has been freed. M. Crunk 3 has freed Gary from the hole.
Chicken with pasta is worse than peanut butter with sandwich.
Oh my God. Gary, you're free to call back in. Just like that. Unbelievable. The sexists in the chat have come through for Gary. I know. John, can we get Morstead on again? We can. I'm going to wait till more happens this offseason, though. But Thomas Morstead will be back on the show. He's become he's the Jet player I've interviewed the most. I've interviewed Thomas Morstead, I think, 4 or 5 times since he's been a Jet, including in person at Radio Row last week. Ladies and gentlemen, a holy bleep membership donation from the Rick Kent. Now, Rick Kent, is this to keep Gary still in the hole? Or is this just to get in the raffle? I mean, it does both if you wanted to. Let me see if Rick wrote anything. Did he declare? Did he declare Gary to stay in the hole with this? I don't know. Rick, you let me know. In the meantime, since Rick gifted 20, we have no choice but to play this.
Now, give me money. Or I shoot him. And I shoot all you motherfuckers. And then we take it. Your choice, bitches.
It's back on for 20 names. You give 20, the helmet comes on. Here we go. 20 memberships from the Rick Kent, a real-life superhero. Ladies and gentlemen, the following people are channel members now. Aaron Kamau, Fernando Sanchez, 187, Boss of Bosses, Alex Swain, Tank the Shih Tzu, E-Rock Polk, Matt Murano, Luis Riveras, Nelson Grajalis. Why are these names so hard to pronounce? Semi, Guthherm Zomer, Jonathan Zambardi, JV Bronx DPL, Matt Shaw, 8C, Julio Kelly, Limitless NYC. You all have received channel memberships. Now, here's the question. Is that to leave Gary in the hole or to bring him back from Rick Kent? Rick says leave Gary alone. So Gary's fair game. Gary is a free man. If he wants to call back in, he's not currently on hold. He's been saved. Unreal. Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, we have some real heavy hitters that are still on the line here. This is incredible. We'll get to them coming up. See, this helmet's just too big. I can't wear it without holding it. All right. Some super chats here, then we'll get back to your calls. Amari checks in. Where's the old Jake? Got to stop being negative. We went through Zach and Rodgers 5-1 seasons. Rodgers' fault or not, moves had to be made, and there'll be a lot more. It can't be worse. It actually can be worse, Omari. Don't tell me it can't be worse. It can be worse. They didn't win 5 games because of Aaron Rodgers. They only won 5 games because of the things that happened around Rodgers, like the coach being fired 5 games in, like the GM dismantling the strength of the team, the D-line. Like the kicker who was the most accurate kicker in the NFL 2 seasons ago, being one of the worst we've ever seen. I mean, I could keep going, but you know. The defense collapsing, leading the NFL in drops, leading the NFL in penalties on defense. It can be worse. And it probably will be worse before it gets better. Because this team needs a franchise quarterback, and I don't see the path to one this offseason. Dr. Frank says, please, Jets, draft BPA. We have some holes to fill on both sides of the ball. No quarterback worth trading up for or back into round 1 or even round 2. Maybe on the second point. Your first point, I agree. At pick 7, BPA. Sam says, went through McCagnon Bowles years. I have no patience. Muji needs to hit on 80% of his picks. I mean, most GMs don't hit at 80%. In fact, probably none of them do. but I see your point. They got to get you know what Muji has to do that other Jets GMs haven't? He's got to hit on guys on day 2 and day 3. When was the last time the Jets drafted a tackle that could develop into a long-term starter? We need a Jason Fabini on this team. You know, you need a Brandon Moore. You need guys that you draft in the later rounds that develop into long-term starters for you. Ryan writes in, has no one connected the dots on the new GM? He interviewed Hackett and Glenn in Denver. Hackett got the job, but yeah, let's be optimistic. You can't give Muji blame for Hackett. You can't. Like that's not how it works. Brian with an Asmaniac super chat. My selfish ass wants Jameis Winston. I have so much fun with the guy. I know he's a liability, but a bridge, maybe. I mean, he's better than a lot of the alternatives. He's fun. He's capable of throwing 300 yards and 5 touchdowns in the game, and he's a friend of the show.
Hey, Jameis, would you come to the Jets? They might need a quarterback. Yeah. Jets, Jets. Ladies and gentlemen, our exclusive interview with now friend of the show, Jameis Winston.
I'm in on Winston, potentially, depending on the money. Him and Tyrod, better than some of the other combinations that have been floated out there. Joshua writes in, will Tyrod wear a Guardian cap? I have no idea. Ladies and gentlemen, sound the alarms for our next guest on the Gusbuster Hotline. Here we go. Mikey Mayhem.
Yeah. You hear me?
Oh, we hear you, Mikey.
You hear me?
Yeah.
I have another quarterback for you. Here's my other guy, Mickey for the Eagles, the third quarterback. So about the Eagles, Mickey.
Mickey Mouse?
No, Mickey. He's the third string quarterback for the Eagles.
Tanner Mickey Mouse?
No, he's good. He's good. I saw Eagles fans yesterday at the hospital say, pick this guy out because he won't be an Eagle for a long time because the guy Hurts won the Super Bowl. They don't need him.
Tanner McKee, I think is who you're talking about.
Yeah, he's for Stanford. Oh, he has an arm like you never saw before. This is better. I want to call Aaron Glenn. Let me get his number. I'll call him, pick him up today.
You're going to go pick him up?
Yeah, I'm going to pick him up today, and then I'm going to drive him to the Jets camp.
All right, let's do it.
Jets, Jets. And you know what I say? My friend, I love you very much, Jake Asman. You, the best guy, because you smell what Jake Asman is cooking.
Mikey, you're the man.
Right?
I can't wait to see you again at a game next year.
Yeah, and then we gonna have either that hooker guy or the guy from the Eagles. We should have both guys. They don't cost that much. Who cares? Aaron Rodgers could go to the black hole. Who cares? Because I think he want to smoke pot, but Aaron Grant said you can't smoke pot anymore.
Oh, you think that's why?
Yeah, I think that's why. Yeah.
We know your brother likes to smoke a little ayahuasca.
Well, I smelled it. It was pretty smelly good. I smelled it. It smelled good.
Well, look who's on the line right now. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time.
Hi, everybody. This is Bob from Vermont. I am Bob, of course. Hey, I got my hair cut. See?
Yeah.
Yeah. Me and Bobby got his hair cut for him. I dropped him off. But
he dropped me off.
Right,
Yes,
Bob?
he did. Yep, haircut's done. Waiting for Tuesday morning. Yep, see, nice, huh?
You look ready for the big interview.
Doesn't Desiree do
Oh, no, Mikey's gone.
Uh-oh, sorry.
This town ain't big enough for 2 Woodruffs.
No, it's just...
Yeah, you hear me?
Oh, we hear you. We can't see you, Mikey.
I think it must have
You
pressed
hear me?
the button.
Yes.
You hear me?
Yeah, just leave it everything alone. We just hear you. Don't touch anything else, please.
Yeah, I think the Eagles, the Jets will get the Eagles third string quarterback.
Who's
Believe
that?
me.
Who?
That guy, McKee. I think we related to him. McKee, like Jennifer
It
McKee.
might be. Well, we're not related to McKee's, Michael. No, we're not related.
But we're like cousins. Who cares?
Yeah, we're cousins through Jennifer and Peggy Ann's father. That's McKee.
Yeah, right. I saw some Eagles friends last night at the hospital, Bobby.
Uh-huh.
They said the Jets should pick this kid up because Hurts will be Eagle for life.
Yep.
This is our chance.
The
Our
only
chance to
Eagles
pick
guy I
somebody
like is
up.
the only thing I like is
The president of
what's
the
it called?
hospital said the same thing. Pick him up. The Jets need something. We're not like that 40, 100-year-old people, right, Bob?
Yeah. Yes, I let Stan from Westport. I gave her $6 tip. Okay, thank you. All right.
And I told Jake Asman, I love him,
I
man.
don't even know you, Stan. Okay, please stop typing in private chat. All right.
Who's
Thank
that, Bobby?
I don't know. Stan, yes, mind your own business. I gave him $6. Okay. I gave him $6 for my haircut. Okay. All right. I gave him $6. His name is Stan from Westport.
Bobby, I complimented your crop, man. It looks really good.
Yeah,
That's
but then
all.
I hope you left a nice
Bobby,
tip.
let me let
Yeah,
you
I
talk
did.
to him,
I
Bobby.
gave her
Let me
$6
talk to him.
tip.
Good. That's a fantastic tip. Good job.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Beastbreaker. Yeah. Where are you from, New York?
No, Connecticut.
Oh, Connecticut. You lived in New York?
I have, yes, sir.
What part of New York?
I grew up in Staten Island, Jets country.
Yeah, I'm from New York too, the Bronx and Queens.
There you go, man.
Yeah, I needed a haircut for my job interview on Tuesday.
Awesome. I hope it goes well.
Now, I did give her a $6 tip, not a Burger King coupon, like you said. That really made me pissed off when you said that.
I'm sorry, Bobby. I know you're sensitive sometimes, but
no, you don't
everybody...
even know me. If you knew me, that would be fine. You don't know me.
Okay. Well, I know you from the Asmaniacs.
Yeah, I was Maniacs, but I don't know. What I met you one time. This time. No.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, I apologize.
Okay. What about if you got a haircut? If I said that to you, what would you do?
Yeah, my haircut's pretty messy right now. So
I'm just saying, if I said, hey, if you never met me before, what would you think of me? You know,
I would laugh.
All right. Well, I'm not that kind of person. I can't just laugh. If I knew the people, like a lot of people I do know, I would laugh. I have to.
I understand.
Yeah.
I hear
like
you.
no. All right. So I think we lost Michael. Michael, you still there? I think we lost Michael. He wanted to say something to you.
So
but you're
Bobby,
after this show, there he is. I don't know.
Yay!
Yeah, okay, you got it back, Michael.
So Bobby, what do you
that guy with the glasses? Such a Jet fan too. Let's say it all together.
J-E-T-S. Jets.
We go get the Eagles guy. We go get the Eagles guy. The third string quarterback. So the Eagles friend told me, all the Eagles friend told me to pick him up. I went falling in love with him. I probably
so when
him.
you after this show, you could come to my show, okay?
Yeah, because it's gonna
Legend of Bobby Midnight, okay? Stand for Westport.
Bobby, it's easy at nighttime, I think, because everybody say everybody used the computer.
That's my nurse over there. Say hi.
Where is she?
Whitney. She's a very nice lady. hooking me up to some antibiotics.
Whoa.
Freaky down.
No, she put it in my IV, knucklehead. Stop.
She put it in?
Calm your freaky down.
Don't listen to this.
You should ask her to wear one of those hospital gowns, where it opens up. Ask her to slip into one of those.
No, Robbie, you behave yourself. I'll see you soon.
You will, Bobby.
We love you, Bobby. Get better soon.
Shout out. I hope that Bobby feels better. Mazel tov for him to get better.
Mazel tov for him to get better. Absolutely. Hey, Lane, how are you?
Hi, Jake. Hi.
What's going on?
Well, it's snowing outside again and again. Feels like out of a movie, actually, I gotta tell you.
Go do a snow angel.
Yeah, make a snow angel.
Yeah, why not?
Well, I used to do it when I was younger. I just gotta admit, I wrote something nice in the chat. Bobby looks like $1 million with his haircut.
He does look pretty good.
He looks like $1 million. He looks years younger. The guy from Stanford also. He called in. Who was that?
Which guy?
The guy that had the glasses on.
Oh, that's the great Stan from Westport. Him and Bobby were interacting in the private chat, and we like to settle things face to face on the show.
Forgot to ask you. So, did you watch? So, I just have to talk about the Super Bowl first. Did you watch
the game?
Yeah. It was such a. It felt like I liked the Dunkin' Donuts commercial with the new drink and the Billy Crystal and Meg Ryan from that movie when she said yes. I'll have what she's having.
Are you a fan of that rom-com, Lane?
Huh?
Are you a fan of the movie When Harry Met Sally?
Yeah, I was just thinking what I gotta do, like to do some shopping.
You're shopping today. What does the Lane Train shop for?
Well, I gotta go to the nice Trader Joe's store to do some shopping because
Nice.
I clean first. I clean up my room. I had to take care of everything. Yeah. So anyway, I think the Jets. I want the Jets. Okay, now I want the Jets to get Kylie Murray in the draft.
What's his name?
Kyle Murray.
Kyle Murray. I'm not familiar with him.
He was out of college.
What position?
What's his? Well, you have to know his position. You just can't say I want to draft somebody. He's probably like QB.
So Kyle Murray, he's probably a QB, and he went to college.
Yeah. Now, do you draft him or do you draft Madison? What's his last name? Madison. I forgot his last name, but do you draft him?
I'm intrigued by this Kyle Murray guy. You think he's a quarterback? Is he the answer for the Jets?
I'm Jake Asman, Mom. Say hi to you. Hi. I should have really made you a present and given it to you for the holiday.
Lane, you calling into the show is the ultimate present.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah, so honestly, how do you feel about the Jets going into next year about them not picking up Aaron Rodgers' contract?
I don't love it. I would have brought him back for one more year.
Why do you think Aaron Rodgers did not come back?
Well, the Jets said, we don't want you back.
Is he going to retire?
I think he still wants to play. Honestly, what I would have done is brought him back and then drafted this Kyle Murray prospect you mentioned. He could sit and learn from Rodgers.
Yeah, I know. Everybody's down in Florida playing now. A lot of baseball.
Are you ready for baseball season, Lane?
Yes.
Are the Mets going to be good this year?
Yeah, with all of the non-roster invites also they have.
Are you excited for Juan Soto?
Yeah. Yeah, hopefully he does good, but I still want to stick with the Jets. So, honestly, this season, they were like 0-4.
They were actually 2-1.
Yeah, they were that was not good, though. Because, honestly, but do you know who I think is going to do well? Aaron Glenn.
You like Aaron Glenn?
Yeah. So,
What do you like about him?
Well, honestly, I think he'll do a good job making timeouts.
Give us a timeout sign. If you're Aaron Glenn and you're calling timeout, what does that look like?
Come in. We're calling a timeout for 2 minutes.
Give us one of these.
JTS Jets. But honestly, I think
timeout sign.
Yeah. Oh, hold on, the phone. Yeah, like this. Yeah, that means a timeout. So honestly, how do you feel about this whole conversary about the all these stuff for next year, like the gambling stuff and like cheating? How do you feel about that?
I feel strongly about it.
Me too. I don't know why that's happening.
I'm really fascinated by this Kyle Murray prospect.
Yeah, I think that I know because a lot of them are in college still. Either you draft him, but I don't think the Jets are gonna trade Adam. No, I mean, what's his name that they had last year? They saw Watson. Hi. Yeah. So, what else do I got to talk about?
What's on the agenda today besides Trader Joe's?
Snowing out, but I'm gonna have some nice spicy chicken nuggets now.
You're gonna have chicken nuggets? No way.
Yeah. Okay. Do you like Wendy's nuggets or hamburgers from Wendy's?
I like both.
They got good food.
They do.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Bye, Jake.
Bye,
Have
Lane.
to go. Bye.
Love you, Lane.
Okay. Bye. How are you, Bruce Hall? That's good.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a new prospect that potentially would make sense for the Jets. Possible quarterback Kyle Murray from college. Now, would the Jets take him at 7? That's what we need the combine for, which I'll be in Indy next week, and we'll get to the bottom of it. Ladies and gentlemen, 3 raffle entries for Thomas Roseman. If you're tuning in late, this is the last day to get in the raffle. So because of that, $10 super chats count for 3 raffle entries, 20 count for 6, and $5 super chats count for 1. And if you gift the membership for as many as you gift, that's as many entries you get. Curtis Martin signed helmet, Hall of Fame helmet, even more valuable than a normal Jet helmet. Wayne Corbett signed jersey. Don Maynard signed helmet with Hall of Fame inscription on it. Joe Willie Namath Super Bowl III replica ring, and an Aaron Glenn trading card. Without Rodgers, we're going to suck. Maybe get Darnold. Sam Darnold is not coming back to the Jets. You can forget about it. It won't happen. So I'm not even entertaining it. Without Rodgers, are they going to suck? I mean, if I had to bet on it, I'd say yes. Hopefully they surprise. Ladies and gentlemen, he was sent to the hole by Mimosa. And then listener M. Crunk 3 paid $50 to revive this man from the hole. And guess what? He is back.
Joe Douglas should have been fired 2 days before he was hired.
You have a new lease on life, Gary. How does it feel?
I was just about to go outside and walk my dog too when I got the message that I was freed. Which is good. Shout out M. Crunk. People want to hear the truth, and I'm a truth sayer. So thank you for that, M. Crunk. Some people like Mimosa can't handle the truth.
Now, what are your thoughts?
There's always
Gary?
women that can't handle the truth, you know.
What are your thoughts on a potential new prospect for the Jets, Kyle Murray from college?
Kyle Murray is the second cousin twice removed of Arizona Cardinals quarterback Kyler Murray, who's the greatest Texas high school quarterback of all time. So I'd be interested. But Kyle Murray, remember, he's a multi-sport athlete. He's been drafted by the Toronto Maple Leafs. he's expected to be a first-round pick in the MLB draft and the NBA draft. So what makes you think he's going to choose football?
Rat Diddy super chats in. Lane needs to be with you in Indy to find the next Knoble.
Yeah.
A very salient point here by Rat, no doubt.
Can you bring Lane with you to the combine? He has to be there. You can get a second credential for like a cameraman or something, and we use that, and we bring in Lane, who steals the combine and finds all the hidden gems.
Lane, pack your bags. We're going to Indy.
You know, in '98 or whatever it was, Lane was like, yo, this is quarterback from Michigan named Brady. You should probably take him. You know Lane was all over that.
Lane was ahead of the curve. I did hear that.
He was. Yeah.
Honestly, the Jets should let Lane announce their draft pick. That'd be one of the great moments in this franchise's history.
How do we petition for that? How do we get that done?
I'm going to try and meet with Muji next week and see what I could do.
All right.
On the 2022 draft pick, the pick goes to Knoble out of college.
Oh,
the
my
best
God.
part is he says the 2022 draft pick, and that was in 2024.
Look, he was ahead of the curve then as well.
He was all over Knoble.
Rick says Lane at the combine would be legendary. I agree. David writes, and Gary, is the moon hollow and filled with lizard people?
I don't know. I don't know. I've never been there, nor has anyone else. But I wouldn't think so. If you're asking me to guess, I would say no.
Sean, that's a very odd comment. I will not be reading, but just note that I saw it.
I think I saw that too. Yeah, that was people are strange.
Jay Luby says, I'd like to hear Joe Beningo announce a Jets draft. It'd be hilarious.
Only it's a horrible pick. Yeah, I want to get.
Bro, with the 176 pick, the 4th round, this woebegone franchise selects. Oh, the pain. Tom A says the moon is Swiss cheese. We know this.
How do we know this, though, Tom Mace? This is what we're told, but no one's been to the moon to confirm or deny.
Let's see. YouTube user, imagine stumbling into this channel. I do wonder.
What would you say if you had met someone, you met a chick, and the chick says, oh, what's your YouTube channel about? What would you just say? The Jets? Or would you say, well, the first hour is generally about the Jets, and then it's kind of wild?
I would say it is a Jet show that touches on the lives of Jet fans.
Yeah.
It takes you inside the lives of the craziest Jet fans on the internet.
Brady played the second and fourth quarter. Yeah, Brady had a really weird tenure at Michigan.
Gary K says we are conditioned to believe there was a moon landing.
We were. Who did you have on the other day that didn't believe the moon landing either? Or was that Bobby's show?
I don't know.
We're not alone. If you're a moon landing skeptic, we're not alone. There's a lot of us out there.
Correct. Correct.
My favorite flavor ring, rocks. It's barbecue wings, honey barbecue. Yeah.
Nick says joining this stream during a Lane call would be amazing. If your first experience in this show is Lane, then you're hooked for life.
But it's only going to be downhill from there. There's only one lane. There's nothing that can match that. It's like the first basketball player you ever saw was Michael Jordan. Good luck matching that. Yeah.
Maybe Charles Gorman's LeBron though.
I don't. Maybe. And there's a clear 1-2 in that pecking order. No offense.
Dr. Frank Falcone wants a fat boy run stopper at 7. salient point. I
I
don't know.
I don't want to overdraft any need. Like we're not. Last year, I thought we were in a position where it's like, okay, we're super close. If you want to draft positional need, like this year, we're not super close. Like let's just take the best player available, whoever that is assessed to be. Let's take that player. Charles says Muxie Bugs. Is Charles that short?
Charles Gorman is one of the all-time greats. That's what
Legend.
I know, Gary.
Legend. If you had to estimate, how tall would you say Charles Gorman is?
That's a good question. If I had to estimate how tall is Gorman, let's review the tape. We're here with Charles Gorman. Charles, you're about to get into your Uber, which I called for you specifically to leave Don Jose Mexican restaurant. Give us the breakdown on the night. Did you have fun?
I had a good time. People were very nice. The food is good. I'm sorry I couldn't stay for long. My parents wanted me to be home at a certain time. I know I'm a grown-ass man, but their house, their rules. I was just like, if you guys want to, do something like this, I'll try to come to it. Anyways, have a good day and stay healthy and God bless.
Charles, thank you for the time.
You're welcome.
Ladies and gentlemen, there he goes. Charles Gorman, everybody. One of one. A legend of our time. Go Jets. God bless America.
Good man, good kid, good polite
I
kid.
think Charles like 5'4", maybe
5'4". We've got 5'3" and 6'8" in the chat, so there's some discrepancy on exactly how tall he is.
There's always discrepancy on this show. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah. So somewhere between 5'3" and 6'8", we'll estimate that Charles Gorman is.
GMB Jeff wants to know, why is he talking like he's a hostage? That's just Charles. He's very formal.
He's a good kid. He's a good guy. Good guy. I shouldn't say kid. He's 30 years old. He's a good man. Charles is a good man.
O-Rock says, was that an Uber or another Asmaniac? No, that was an Uber that I had to pay for Charles. Very specifically, he could cover the one on the way there, but he wanted it on the way home.
And so we accommodate what Charles wants, Charles gets. Bro, it has to be. I mean, he looks short. I can't exactly tell how short he is. I don't know. He's 5'2". He's a good egg. Yes, he is, Mike. Yes, he is.
Does anyone have any questions for Gary now that he's out of the hole? Any conspiracy theories you want him to weigh in on before we say goodbye?
Yeah, I got a fight I'm watching anyway.
When's the next big boxing fight, by the way?
Well, Bivol and Betterbeef is next week.
Yeah, but what about you versus Beastbreaker?
We gotta agree on a weight first, right? I'm 180. He's 700 pounds. What are we gonna do?
You think he's 700 pounds?
Well, I don't know how tall he is, but he looks like a big guy. Like he'd probably be 230, 240 lean. So he's probably 400. Right? I mean, I can't tell how tall he is. He looks like a big guy to start with.
Hey, Beast. Beast.
Little warming up on Michael Jackson, my friend.
All right.
Breaker. 666 $50 will send his ass to the hole where there's no gabagool.
That's interesting because I used to always in the dressing room when you're warming up, getting wrapped, hitting the mitts, I would always warm up to Michael Jackson. So that was interesting. That was ironic.
Maybe you guys have a lot more in common than you realize.
Maybe. Gary, why was Star Boxing canceled at the Paramount in Huntington this week? I don't know. DeGuardia is a buddy of mine. I know DeGuardia well. I didn't know that it was canceled this week. The Rock and fights at the Paramount Huntington are great. Local level fights. It's had some good fighters. Chris Algieri fought on Rock and fights like 10 times.
It seems like it.
Have you ever been to Star Boxing at the Paramount in Huntington?
I have not, no.
Good job.
The last boxing fight I attended in person, I'm trying to think. It might have been Fury Wilder 2, right before COVID.
Yeah.
I've been to way more UFC events than boxing the last couple of years.
Because you're a UFC guy, you're not a boxing guy.
I do like boxing. I'm not as into it as I am the UFC.
It's fine. It's
I'll watch a big boxing fight. Like I watched the
You watched Usyk and Fury, yeah.
Yeah, like I watched like the big fights. The third Wilder Fury fight was probably one of the better fights I've seen in the last 10 years or whatever.
That was the third one. Yeah. That was a great fight. That's like an all-time great heavyweight fight.
It was, yeah. That was a fun one. I don't know. But boxing, you shoot yourselves. You guys don't make the best fights. That's the problem.
Because there's no like head of the machine, right? Like UFC, I understand that there are other MMA leagues, but UFC is the king, right? And you have Dana White, and Dana White makes the best fights because they all work for him. In boxing, you got 4 different sets. You get WBA, WO, WBC, IBF, and then you have all these different promoters, and it's chaotic. So you don't get the best fights. Like, and then Canelo is just not going to fight Benavidez. It's not going to do it. So you can just cross that off.
Dr. Frank wants to know, did Gorman actually go to the movies or just pocket Jake's cash? Gorman went to the movies. He got a large pizza, not even popcorn, and a soda, and he said he spent $40. He has yet to call in since, so I definitely want to get more into it.
I believe it. First, he'd want to go to the movies, and then he ordered a pizza instead. You said the money for popcorn, and he ordered a pizza. I thought the $40, and then he requested 60 and said that he was going to request the money on his own terms. Like, he'll do it when he gets to it. It's like, this is get some set of balls on him. Like, I'm going to send you money out of the goodness of my heart. I'm sending you money so that you can enjoy popcorn. And then he's got demands on it all of a sudden. It was interesting.
What's the saying about you give an inch, they take a what?
A mile.
Yep. That's what happened here with Gorman. There's a comment or question from Burkinator. I don't want to subject the audience to that one, but Gary, if you want to respond to him on your own accord after you get off the air, that's fine.
I didn't see the question. I'm not. If you don't want to read it, I probably don't want to respond to it.
Yeah. I would say we don't want to go down that path. Anyway, all right, Gary. Well, I'm glad you were freed from the hole. Right?
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm glad necessarily. I let the chat, the audience, the Asmaniacs determine that, but someone wanted you free, so you were a free man.
I say that person will be voting for me, I would imagine. Or maybe it's just a free speech absolutist who can't stand me. We don't know. It could be either way. But shout out to, what was his name? M. Buck? That's who it was?
No, it was let's get this person right here. It was M. Crunk.
M. Crunk. Shout out to M. Crunk. Appreciate you. And Mimosa will not be voting for me. But that's all right.
No, you're a douche canoe, according to Mimosa.
I've been called worse, Mimosa. I've been called worse.
I'll tell you what you're called. You're a Bowers boy.
Did somebody say Brock Bowers?
Ladies and gentlemen, yesterday he recreated the Garrett Wilson catch. Today he gave us a QB1 cadence and drop back that the Jets could certainly use in 2025. Before he just gave you a little Michael Jackson. What will he give us now?
You know what time it is. A beast breaker. 666.
Incredible.
Take my fist and shove it up your ass, and then he got my
all right. Where do we go from here?
Buenos noches, amigos. ¿Cómo estás? I feel like gotta wait for some music. I'm trying to crank up a little bit with the heavy fire. Get ready for the ride of your life. It's coming your way. It's coming from Finland. A 4-time champion. They're big, they're fast, they're heavy, and they're dangerous to weaponize. It's the brand new song, Power of the All right, go, come on!
So I had to put Gator on there with Beast because there's many of you in the chat who have this conspiracy theory that Beast is actually Gator's creation. He's actually AI that Gator made. And that just proves you right there. Beast is his own man. Gator has nothing to do with Beast. So your conspiracy theory has just been proven false. We say hello to Gator right now. Right, Gator? It's not true. You're not Beastbreaker.
It's an enormous compliment, though.
What can argue? It is a very, very strong compliment of your ability to entertain.
Yeah. Well, I just I'm calling in to say it is time for me to personally, this is just me, to cut the cord and accept that Rodgers is no longer a Jet. It's a sad day. It's been a sad week, but I wanted to share with you my final moments as I start to box away some stuff here. We'll start with the jersey. I don't. It just breaks my heart to even see it again. So we're gonna lay the jersey down in the box. I had taken Rodgers, of course, and this was the Green Bay Packers Rodgers that I purchased, and I had a friend of mine who was an artist actually paint him shortly after we signed him, and then I gave him the leg wrap after he went down. So rather than put him in the box, what I'm going to do is wrap him with the initial Jets jersey that a lot of us got, which was number 12, because we thought that he was going to go old school with number 12. So this is kind of a unique jersey. So I decided what I was going to do is actually wrap him in this to place him in his final resting spot, which will be in a closed, tight box that I never want to see again. Then we've got the long-haired Rodgers that we will place in the box on his resting spot. We have the Funko Pop Aaron Rodgers. I'm on the fence about the Asmaniacs sticker. I don't think that the Asmaniacs respect Rodgers enough, at least in the overall. So I'm going to remove this from his head so that he doesn't have the pain of knowing how the Asmaniacs, some of them, treated him. So I am going to dismantle that piece of his legacy as I lay him down to rest. I have a second one because I wanted two in case one broke. Resting that also in the box. We have here his Huga House 20th anniversary. Unfortunately for him, it shows him in the number 8, which is always be synonymous with his Jets legacy. We're going to lay that down to rest along with the green version of that hat. We will lay that down to rest. And this is just a Huga House hat, which I feel like I would have never bought a Huga House or Huga House or whatever you say. I would never have bought this if not for Aaron. So we will put that one to rest as well. I'm afraid I might have forgotten something, but I'm pretty sure this is like the bulk of it. So I'm gonna tape this box closed, and we will put. This is very sad. I'm not really thrilled that I never thought this would happen, folks. I never really this day would come. All right, here it is. I'm gonna put a big note on it. Rodgers, Aaron Rodgers. I love you. And we're gonna put this out. Let me put a big number 8 in the corner. Oh, Jets will accept in your case, where they sucked. How do you spell? Oh, there it is. Okay. I'm still an Asmaniac. That's all I got, Jake.
Hang in there, Gator. Hang in there. Beast Breaker's here to cheer you up. Hey, Beast.
Hey, Gator, don't cry, Gator. It's okay, man. It's okay, dude. Sometimes we have, you know what we say. You know what we do. We know we do in life. Sometimes it hurts to say goodbye. I know I have to do it sometimes, but you know what I say to myself? One of these days they'll come back to get us. Just think of it this way: in 100 years.
Can you sing the song?
Just think of it this way.
It's so hard to say goodbye from Boys. Is it who does that song? It's so hard to say goodbye.
Somebody,
no.
I'm not gonna go down this road because that's not my type, my friend. But let me just say, sometimes I know it's hard to say goodbye in a bad way, but we gotta think of it this way. Some people like us, we grow old and we go. I mean, I lost my grandfather when he was 93. He died with gangrene on his back, and it hurts. I mean, sure, it hurts, but you know what we do in life? We think of the good things in life, and don't let the bad bother us. Just let it go. Just think of it this way. In 100 years, when we look back at all these moments, just think of it this way. Archaeologists will think of us as, where the hell these guys come from? Are you serious? No, we're not. We're just living our lives like fans. We love the Jets. We like what we do, and we're having fun with our lives. That's part of life. Just think of it. We got baseball season coming up. We got basketball here. We got hockey. We got all this good stuff coming up. We just think of it. Think the positive life, not the negative life. The negative life leads down a bad road. Just think of it this way. Remember what Yoda once said from The Empire Strikes Back? These words: do or do not. There is no try. There is no try. No. Just think of it this way. Common sense equals judgment and life. It hurts. I mean, sure, I lost a couple guinea pigs myself. I mean, I've taken good care of them. I've done it for 15 years, and thing is, I learn as I go. I mean, sure, we all lose things in life. We lose girls, we lose friends, we lose family, we lose friends. But you know what we do? We evaluate. We grow. I mean, sure, we're from here to here, and then once we get to our 60s and 70s, okay, sure, little dementia will come from time to time, but think of it this way. In the end, God's gonna be here for all of us. Think of it that way. I mean, you're a good guy. I like what you've done with my music. I mean, some of the songs. I mean, the whole Beast Breaker. I mean, me in a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle suit. It looks funny. I love that. I mean, sure, I took a big splat. That's funny. That's comedy. I love it. It's good comedy. It's common sense. I mean, I like your work. You're a good man, and I'm gonna respect that for the rest of my life.
Hey,
Just think of it this way.
Hey, Beast.
Go ahead.
How well do you know The Empire Strikes Back? You know it very well.
In the words of Darth Vader,
I'm gonna give you a line, and you're gonna do the Han Solo line. I'm gonna do the Princess Leia line. I need you to do the Han Solo line.
Oh my God!
Can you do it? Can you do it?
Oh, dude! Oh, come on! Are you serious? How about you be Chewbacca and go?
You know what I'm talking about? Right before Han Solo gets frozen, right? On Princess Leia, I say before he gets frozen. She says her last words. Wait, I love you.
I know. And that's where Han Solo goes down into the chamber, and then Vader says, You could take Han Solo to Jabba the Hutt after I have Skywalker. He's no good to me, Dad. He will not be tolerated. Lord Vader. Yes. What do we do with Chewbacca, Leia, and everybody else? Prepare him on the mic. Now, Gator, you're good. Now, what about Jabba?
A beast breaker, 666. I'm gonna take my fist and shove it up your ass, and then eat gobba.
That was scintillating. I mean, that's everything you want and more from a Gator and Beastbreaker interaction. Incredible. Wow. Felt like George Lucas was directing that scene. It was so good. A couple super chats before we wrap up the show. Neil writes in, Cousins, Daniel Jones, Kyler Murray, Fields, Carr, all together equals less wins than Rodgers in 2025. This sucks. Hopefully that the Jets surprise us, Neil. That's all I got for you. Kyler Murray wouldn't be bad. I don't think they're going to get him, though. Rad Diddy is in on the raffle for 6 today with $20 super chats. Love or hate Beastbreaker. The guy is always in a great mood and living his best life. Gator, F you. We love you, Rat.
We're the freaking New York Jets, so we're built for this shit.
Look, love or hate Beastbreaker, you watch. All right. January was a record-setting month, and that's when Beastbreaker made his debut. Burkinator says, worst breakdown, Gator or June? Well, Gator broke down, but to my knowledge, he's still willing to have sexual relations with his wife. I mean, June said he's not having sex because the Jets got rid of Rodgers. I feel like that's worse. Gator, just to confirm, by the way, you are still able to have relations with your wife?
I guess I missed that call earlier. Didn't know that was going to come up. I wouldn't have hung out for that question.
Ladies and gentlemen, Gator McCluskey won't answer.
We're the freaking New York Jets, so we're built for this shit.
Maybe it is Gator. I don't know. That wasn't today from Judith, Gator. I think it was yesterday or the day. I don't know. The show's blend together. Look, I want Kyle Murray at quarterback from college. Forget Kyler Murray. All right, last chance to get the membership or to send in a super chat to be in the raffle. Raffle's going to be Monday, so this is the last show to do it. Once again, we have some epic prizes. Folks, we've reached that point of the show. It's time to bring in the closer.
Guess what? I'm still looking for a job, bitches. I'm just going to rub my hands together all day. There's a whole lot of DNA on this couch. Let's hear it for Chiefs fan. Look, it's my dead neighbor that I didn't kill.
Oh, what up, Jake?
Hello, Chiefs fan.
So, I didn't glitch out there in the beginning, did I?
Oh, you look great.
Okay, we've been having rain and snow and thunder for the last 10 hours. For the last 10 hours, off and on, rain and snow and thunder.
Does that mean your Wi-Fi doesn't work if it rains?
And that means everyone, if everyone's in towns on the same Wi-Fi, it's going to crap out.
I see.
Yeah, but Rodgers begging to come back. I don't know how that's going to go, though. Yo, I'll tell you one thing. If Rodgers goes and makes the playoffs as a 10-7 quarterback somewhere else, or has a winning season of 9-8, and the Jets go to the same old BS, Aaron Glenn's going to catch a lot of shit.
Oh, yeah.
I know. I just want a lot of people want you guys to get Cousins. I'm like, Carr, nah. I'm on Justin Fields train, but he's not as good. I know Gary wants the friend of the show, the one you had on New Orleans. Can't pronounce his name, but
you can't pronounce Jameis Winston.
I barely got any sleep last night.
So your lack of sleep prevents you from saying Jameis Winston. Repeat after me. Ready? Jameis
Jameis
Winston.
Winston. The reason why I didn't get Jameis
Winston.
Jameis Winston. There you go. I only got like 4 or 5 hours of sleep. That's how bad the thunder and lightning was down here.
Have you thought about some noise canceling headphones?
True, I could get those, but I'm just glad that it's just gonna be snow for the rest of the day.
Are you gonna do a snow angel?
No. It's gonna be -1 degree here on Thursday.
Do you have a warm jacket to wear?
Oh yeah, I definitely do. I'm gonna put that on when I go toss the garbage or get my mail.
Nice.
I just don't want to step outside in that. I mean, I have to get blood work done every week now, starting in March, since I'm gonna like go back to seeing if the keto diet could actually work for the 3rd time. I don't know why they want me to try it for a 3rd time, but they want to do blood work every 2 weeks, the keto diet. I told them, why can't I just be on the carnivore diet? They're like, that's not healthy.
You like meat?
Yeah, but I green beans is one of my favorite vegetables, so I have to have that at least once or twice a day. Green
How do you
beans.
feel about green bean?
Green bean who?
Green bean Jets fan?
Pretty cool. The reason why I grew up liking green beans is it was either that or peas, because we were poor. We grew up, that was the way to get our greens, and peas are nasty. So yeah, unless if you put them in a pot pie or put them in a soup, they're decent. But like on a plate, not seasoned, no. It's 25 days until free agency. Hopefully, you guys make some good moves. I don't know if you guys are gonna go for the quarterback on the first day, but if you do, I just hope it's not Carr Cousins.
How do you feel about asparagus?
It's good to eat, but like it makes your piss smell bad.
Yeah, I agree.
That's the backside.
Sean
Like
with a super chat. This team almost is forcing me to switch everything up. I'm tired of the Jets, but a fan and season ticket holder since the 80s. Sean, I feel your pain, man. I feel your pain.
If y'all want to just not watch, not go and be a season sick and pull what Dallas Maverick fans are doing right now. Like, just don't be a season holder until you believe in your team. I know it's fun going to the games, but I'm like, if they're just gonna burn it all down year one, what's the point? Like, I don't think Carr or Cousins, maybe Fields. I don't know. If you guys reach for a 2nd-rounder quarterback and it turns into a Zach Wilson situation.
Sean Sharp writes in, I'd give Detroit my 3rd rounder for Hendon Hooker.
Oh.
Just shut the fuck up. I did not ask for the dumb opinion that came out of your ass, so shut the fuck up.
Yeah, I'm good on that. No, thank you.
If you're trading for Hooker, he's only worth, Jake, don't hold me for this, but I don't think Hooker's not worth a 3rd rounder. I think he's worth a 5th or a 6th rounder.
Yeah, 3rd rounder is way too much for a guy who.
I don't even think he's worth a 4th rounder, man.
No, he stinks.
No. I mean, at this point, you're better off getting a veteran. And then, like, if only Fitzpatrick could turn back time and play for you guys like you did for that 10-6 season, that was a very.
If we could turn back time.
Yeah. Now, I was looking at that 10-6 season, looking up stats and highlights or whatever I could find online. Fitzpatrick was killing it. And you guys missed the playoffs that year, I believe.
Apparently, today closes the loop of Phil Savage's time as the interim GM. I guess Darren Muji technically wasn't the GM till today. A very odd post from Phil Savage.
Well, I just hope he can hit on some good people. I really hope you guys hit on your defensive stuff because you got a lot of people in later years in contract. I believe you guys are going to take a linebacker or cornerback or defensive tackle or defensive lineman in the 1st round. Philly Noodles is asking you something about in the chat, by the way. And private chat.
But like, I hope you guys strike on your first rounders, second rounders, third rounders, late rounders, because like late rounders can do things. Brady, correct me if I'm wrong on this name, Davis from the Buccaneers, not Buccaneers, but the Broncos, late round running back. Pacheco for us, late round running back. There's been a lot of late round picks that have done stuff in the NFL, and I hope you guys finally hit the nail in the coffin and actually get it right for once. What it's like.
That'd be nice, Chiefs fan.
Well, I don't know who you guys are gonna have at quarterback. I don't want you guys reaching in the second round either. I mean, like you could trade up, and you could trade up that like
Hey,
not
public
that much.
service announcement. We're 10 likes away from 400.
Oh,
So
I
like the
already
video.
let them both my channels. I don't know if it's worth trading up in the middle of the round, second rounder for a quarterback. I say late second round, early third round if you want a quarterback, go for it. But I don't know if there's going to be anyone left because it's like you never know. People in the Discord are hyping up Dart, and I don't know how that's going to go. But like if the Jets had to mortgage their future to get Ward or Sanders, like mortgage their future as in give up 2 first rounders or a first rounder and 2 second rounders, or give up a star player. Would you be willing to like mortgage the future for Cam or Sanders? Whatever.
Cam, I like better. I don't personally want the Jets to do that, but if they believe in them, I'm not going to sit here and say they can't do it. You got to believe in the guy you're trading up for.
Would you be mad at them if they traded 2 first round picks and a third rounder to trade up?
That's likely what it would cost to go from 7 to 1. You'd have to trade a 1
I
next year.
I wasn't gonna throw a second rounder in there because 2 firsts and 1 second. I mean, not having a second rounder this year kind of sounds stupid.
I mean, it's a lot.
Yeah, I say third because you can make that third a conditional pick if Ward does good. So you do give like a future second down the line, like the NBA does down the line. I just hope things go well.
Hey, Cheats fan.
Seeing Gators,
go do a snow angel today, all right?
I will. I'll probably do that. Seeing Gators, guess what? I'm still looking for a job, bitches. I'm just going to rub my hands together all day. There's a whole lot of DNA on this couch.
Let's hear it for Chiefs fan.
Look, it's my dead neighbor that I didn't kill.
Sean writes in, Jake acts like Hooker has no skills. Bro, relax. Dude, he got replaced by Teddy Bridgewater, signed on 2 weeks' notice, who was coaching high school football this year, wasn't in the league. If the Lions felt confident about Hendon Hooker, they wouldn't have signed Bridgewater and elevated him to the backup over Hooker. No thanks. I'm good. Philly Noodles is on hold. He wants to talk about proven performance escalators. Michael Clemens is going to get cut. I don't want to spend any time on that, Philly. So I'm good. I don't think we need to talk about it. Michael Clemens, based on playing time, actually is due for a raise if the Jets keep him. It actually makes it easier to cut him. So it's a good thing. But how funny is that? Based on playing time, because of where Clemens was picked in the mid-rounds, he actually is due for like a higher increase in what his base salary would be for this year under the rules in the CBA. He'll be gone. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't want to end the show talking about Michael Clemens. I want to end the show on a high note.
I got my Iron Uji. I hope you like my Jets take. You know they call me David T. It's not easy for me to see, but if you bring me full stream, you might like what I had to say. I'll need to get real damn close, cause my vision is dog shit.
Hi, Jake.
David, how are you?
I'm doing just fine. Hey, maybe I could end the show on a high note. After about a week. No, I'm not high. I did just pop open a little bit of Fireball, had a couple swigs. But I'm high on life. I'm trying to be high on life, you know. But now let me get my head together here, buddy. after about a week of depression, with the losing Aaron Rodgers, I haven't been able to be positive about anything going into next year. But anyway, nobody's going to convince me that that was the right move. But so this morning, I was having my coffee and everything, and I'm thinking, man, I don't force things. I'm thinking, man, I wish I could get positive, at least start getting positive the next year. So I'm like, well, instead of trying to figure out who's going to play quarterback, let's just do the coaching thing. And Aaron Glenn's got Wilkes, for the defensive coordinator. That's, to me, that he nailed that. And then I came across Matt O'Leary was talking about the offensive coordinator, and so I listened about him, and he played some clips of him with an interview and all that kind of stuff. And I'm like, wow. And he reminded me, me being in Tampa, I heard a lot of Dave Canales, when he was here, young guy, and I don't know if he was play caller in Seattle, but he did really, really well. And this guy sounded, just like him, the way he was talking and everything. And I'm like, you know what? Maybe they're on to something there, And I just got, it's at least a start of a possible positive feeling going into next year,
I like the positivity, David. What? Maybe we get lucky for once. Wouldn't that be nice?
Oh my God, you said it. I guess on I've been listening to your shows, and you said we're overdue. Well, we're like 30 times overdue.
Wouldn't that be nice?
Yeah, what did we do wrong as Jets fans? I mean,
I don't know. I ask myself that often.
But maybe it's one of those to build up the things, and good things are going to happen in bunches.
Well, they say home runs come in bunches. Maybe Jet victories will come in bunches this year.
Oh, we can only hope.
Or they win 4 games, which is more likely than anything else.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm still, we were kind of brought up, prepare yourself for the worst, but hope for the best. So I'm still on the possible 4-game season next year, and it's not a good feeling, but I'd rather instead of going in with high expectations, now things can change. You've been talking, and we got a lot of time till the beginning of next year and all that. So we can only hope that good things come.
Well, good things come to those who wait, they say.
Yes, sir. I'm a believer in that.
Now, David, what have you been up to today? How was your Valentine's Day?
My Valentine's Day I was working last night for Valentine's Day, and people were really, really nice. And, I work at a barbecue place, and, so it was all in, couples coming in, and it was all in celebration of Valentine's Day. And our boss bought us pizza, and, food, and, everybody's like in the Valentine's mood, So it was really, really neat, and I was working and getting paid for it. So that was my Valentine.
Was love in the air, David? Did you feel it?
Oh, yeah. Well, I work at a really cool place. The people are so cool. And I was out for a while, and I got back this week, and they all welcomed me back, and just a great feeling. So, Valentine's, the love was in the air yesterday all the way around.
Hell yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, David, you are the man. You have a fantastic weekend.
Thank you. You too, Jake.
Ladies and gentlemen, David T.
I got my Iron UJ. I hope you like my Jets take. They call me David T. It's not easy for me to see. Sometimes when I have a few drinks, I slip and fall and break my face. Not that my vision was bad enough. Now I have this dog shit scar.
Great comment here from Dr. Cornelius. David T's bottle of Fireball is always half full. Love that. Nice guys finished first on this show. David T. Big fella, would I trade a fourth for Olave? Yeah. Why would they trade him for a fourth, though? What a show. Thanks to everyone who called in, everyone who gifted a membership or something, a super chat that counts towards the raffle. We'll get you down for that. We got the best listeners in sports. Maybe we'll have a football team one day that's worthy of our support. Reminder, follow me on Instagram at Jake Asman, Twitter at Jake Asman. You can follow the show accounts as well at Jake Asman Show on both platforms. So check that out. I appreciate all of you guys. Best listeners. We likely don't have a show tomorrow, so that's why I'm saying the raffle is going to be Monday. I'm on Sirius XM Mad Dog Radio from 4 to 8. So you can hear me for 4 hours just on Sirius as opposed to YouTube. We do have a show. I'll post in the Discord when I'm planning on going live. Anyway, thanks again to all of you who tune in. Hope everyone has a great Saturday, great weekend. We'll find out what the Jets do from here. We don't know what they're going to do. But they definitely have a plan, right? Right? There's no way they don't. And it's going to be a good plan, right? There's no way it's not a good plan. Right? I hope. Go Jets.
I can't believe this. But one of your arch nemesises has just called in to challenge you. Buckle up.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Asmaniac Rumble.
What do we have here? Look at this guy. This
Before
guy.
we talk about Gabagoo. Oh, let me get some words in. Look, the Jets, Aaron Rodgers, quarterback. Josh Allen, quarterback. Patrick Mahomes, quarterback. We bring back Tom Brady. You try to tell me that those four quarterbacks aren't going to make a difference?
Timeout.
Look.
Tom Brady is happily retired.
He's still got something. You don't know what you're talking about. Hey, you don't know what you're talking about.
Hey, relax. Before you blow up with blood pressure. I'm not going to tell you again.
Hey.
Relax.
Oh.
I'm not going to tell you again.
You're making me upset. I'm getting upset.
Yeah, getting upset what?
Yeah,
What are you getting upset at?
No.
Get out of here then. Go. 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 If you're going to act like a crybaby, go.
Oh, I'm getting upset. I can't feel this way. I need a new diaper. Ma! Meatloaf and a diaper change. Ma!
Jake, this is embarrassing to the public. I'm not going to listen to this crap.
What?
You're making a damn fool of yourself.
Mahomes on the Jets, along with Tom Brady and Josh Allen on the Jets. It's going to make a difference. A winning combination. Man, a diaper.
First of all, you're making an ass out of yourself, and you're not acting like a normal human being. Please act normal.
That you don't use to clean the funnel butt. Funnel butt.
If you're gonna act this way towards me, I'm not gonna act like I'm not gonna hear this BS.
Funnel butt. Funnel
Stop.
butt.
Get out of here. I don't want to hear him.
Oh.
Do you understand me? Take a walk. I said take a walk.
Where am I going?
You know where you're going. To the back of the line. Now get your ass out of here and act like a civilian and do your part like everybody else.
Jake, he told me to get to the back of the line, Jake. I don't like when people tell me to get to the back of the line.
Get used to it, son. I'm not going to accept you.
I will go to the back
Get
of
in
the
the line.
You.
Good.
All right.
Give me a real person to talk to. I'd like to speak to Bobby, but he's a little sick right now. That last guy you heard on there,
We're the freaking New York Jets, so we're built for this shit.